Now then, my name's Brian. I'm the founder, director, experts apparently in communications, IT, marketing, etc. All around dog's body basically, for an organisation called Barberras Botanicals. This is a small video that I'd like for you to watch, just so you can see what Barberras Botanicals is about, the what, the why, the where, the when, and to be able to do that without having for you to have to read anything. It needs to be done by me. And over the next 20-30 minutes of your time, I'm going to introduce myself, my small little family. That's the inspiration behind the business, the reason for the business, the purpose of the business, and the final goal of this business. Now, some experts have told me that this type of video should be done in an office to make it look very corporate, with a shirt on and possibly a tie. But I don't roll like that. I paddle my own canoe, so to speak. And because one of the inspirations behind Barberras Botanicals is where I now live, I thought what better to do is the video out in what inspires me to be who I am today and to set up the business. So, about a year ago, whilst I was on sick leave with an injured back from being a cheesemaker at a fantastic local organisation called The Ethical Dairy. I'm tagging them in because they're a fabulous company. They make brilliant cheeses, they're ethical, they're organic, and their sadly departed boss, Wilma Finlay, was a complete inspiration to me. And that's why I'm tagging The Ethical Dairy in. But whilst I was on the sick, I was like thinking I really should think about becoming my own boss, self-employed. But what am I going to do? I could be a drop shipper and sell a load of tut from China to a load of people that don't really need what it is that I'm selling them. Or I could set up a business that's got a purpose, that's needed by people that don't even know that they need it. And that's what I set off to do. And in November 2024, I launched Barberras Botanicals and set up the website, and it's been running ever since. Now, why did we set it up? Well, just to understand a little bit about that and just have a small discussion about me. I'm a 51-year-old male, and when I was 41 10 years ago, I got the devastating news that I had stage 2 prostate cancer, and to save my life it had to be removed, and I underwent a 5-hour operation 2 weeks after diagnosis. And a fantastic individual called Mr. William Ward, I'm going to tag him in because he saved my life, so without him this wouldn't have happened. And he removed the cancer, the prostate and other bits. But sadly, after about 3-4 years, I was told that the remission had ended and prostate cancer came back. Around about the same time that I was really struggling with side effects of incontinence during the day and during the night. A constant need to go to the toilet as well, called dysteria, and I call it nysteria, so that's daytime and nighttime urges. And it was disturbing my sleep, and I was up anywhere up to 9 or 10 times a night having to go to the toilet, which is no good for anybody. And the solution from the NHS was to take man-made chemicals which would have had severe side effects. They were steroids, and no, I didn't want those. I didn't want to have those side effects that I was going to suffer with. So I started taking CBD oil. I researched it first, looked into whether or not it would help me, and as there was only one ingredient in that, CBD, and no side effects, no highs. Now, I'm not addicted to heroin, as the Daily Mail will have you believe. I started taking it, and I take it every day, and I've gone from 10 times a night to 2 or 3 times. Now, that is not great, but I'm 51, I don't have a prostate, so that's an improvement, and it's a fantastic result. The side effect of obviously taking the CBD is as well, it helps my anxiety. Because despite where I live, in this beautiful part of the world, I still suffer from anxiety disorder because of issues from way back when I was a child. But anyway, I did that, and then in 2021 I adopted my dog, Barbara. He's a beautiful dog. You will see him at some point. He's a rescue. Yes, he's a he, and yes, he is called Barbara. But he came to me with so much anxiety and stress and problems with behavioural issues. And after spending a couple of thousand on experts to train it out of him, I eventually fell upon the solution of hemp seed oil, which treats the inflammation that dogs suffer with when they're anxious. So therefore, with then being able to, then you can then get in and sort of train them, because when a dog is too anxious, it's very difficult to train them. And those two solutions for myself and my dog made me think there is a need, I think, out there for natural health remedies that people and their animals can take. Now, what also was an inspiration was from 2014 to 2022, I worked for a medical defence organisation. And for the last 4 years of my tenure, I worked as a medical legal case manager. I have a diploma in legal medicine, a very difficult diploma to obtain. But more importantly, I worked through the pandemic, and I saw the NHS from the inside out. And yes, there is a problem with underfunding, and yes, there is a problem with understaffing, but one of the biggest problems that is never talked about is the over demand and over usage, because people just don't want to help themselves, can't help themselves. 2 of those factors. And I thought, with my knowledge of how the NHS works from an administrative, legal and ethical point of view, my own experience of the NHS and how fabulous it is. It's a fantastic organisation, and we don't want to lose it. We don't want private healthcare, because we'll end up like America, where there's just ghettos of poor health because people just can't afford anything, not even a simple GP appointment. So my idea was, if we could create a business that not only sells natural remedies made with just natural ingredients, no man-made chemicals, because man-made chemicals create side effects that need other man-made chemicals to do that. And if you know anybody that's got undiagnosed pain, inflammation, you'll know that as well as the anti-inflammatories that they prescribe, they will be on proton pump inhibitors, omeprazole, lansoprazole, something similar, to counteract the effects of long-term anti-inflammatories, because you get stomach ulcers if you don't. Now, I thought we also then, as well as selling these remedies, could be an organisation that works alongside the NHS. I know plenty of doctors, they know me. And I know plenty of doctors that want to be able to signpost people to businesses like mine, but the regulation doesn't help them. The guidance from the General Medical Council doesn't help them. So I thought, well, with my knowledge, my experiences, not only will I sell these products, but I'll also create a little community, an organisation that can lobby, that can create a movement towards people taking control of their own health. Because when you are in control of your own health and you're not relying on other people, then you have better well-being, better mental health. People need to be aware because they're not aware. Doctors can't solve anything. They can try to cure. And when I say that, I can hand on heart tell you that not one single doctor will ever tell you that you will be cured from the medicines that they give you, or the surgical procedures that they carry out, or the other procedures that they'll carry out. They just won't, and they can't. They are forbidden to do that by their own codes of conduct. So, Barberras was set up because of that dream, to create that. Inspiration obviously was myself and my dog. And the main goal now, the target, is to have a business that can not only help people prevent illnesses by not just buying the products that I sell, but also tapping in to the directory of organisations out there that you can get discounted services from. So wild swimming organisations, paddleboarding, hiking, creative classes, exercise classes, gym classes, well-being coaches, etc., etc. But it can also be a community where you can get together with like-minded people that are suffering with the same health issues as you, that are scared, and not getting the help that they need from the doctors, but also want to take control of their own health like I did. But also I want an organisation that can work alongside the NHS to relieve the burden that's been placed upon it, so that it can actually then concentrate on things just like I went through 10 years ago, life-saving procedures. We need to get away from seeing the NHS as a cure-all for everything, because it's not, and it never has been, and it never will be. We need to get to a point where the doctors are there as the last resort, the hospital A&E is as the last resort. It's not there as the A&E, for example, because you've got a splinter. The GPs are not there to be constantly seen and badgered and called. You need to take control, and I'm going to hopefully have the business to be able to do that. Open for comments. I'm open for people to tell me whether they think I'm wrong or right, because I'm not just a business owner that's going to just plough my own furrow without any thought for anybody else. That's not what I'm about. I'm just not that person. So keep tuned to this channel. There'll be a lot more videos where we will talk about healthcare issues, talk about the products I sell, the benefits to those products, etc. We'll talk about medical legal issues, we'll talk about medical issues in general, and anything else that's surrounding health, well-being, etc. Hope you enjoy. Have a good evening. Have one last scoot of the beautiful countryside that I now call home. Speak to you in a bit, people. Bye bye.